welcome to IRL.X. I'm Lexi and I am not your average tinfoil mom. I'm the kind of tinfoil mom who reads corporate acquisition documents for fun, watches congressional hearings like their reality TV, and still has questions about the Smithsonian losing giant skeletons. So today, we're talking about Blackstone, Ancestry.com, and the very real possibility that your great-grandmother's spit sample is now sitting in a data vault owned by one of the most powerful private equity firms on earth. Because when a company known for buying real estate, casinos, and entire corporations suddenly wants your DNA, I don't know, my eyebrows go up. Let's start with Blackstone. Blackstone is basically the final boss of capitalism. They're a private equity firm, which is a fancy way of saying they buy companies, flip them, and make a ton of money doing it. Think HGTV, but instead of houses, it's entire industries. They control hundreds of billions of dollars. They own pieces of everything. They're not exactly known for genealogy. So when they bought Ancestry.com for $4.7 billion, the internet collectively said, why? And honestly, same. Here's the thing. Ancestry isn't just a cute website where you find out if you're 2% Scottish and 98% chaos. They have millions of DNA samples, billions of historical records, family trees that map relationships across generations, genetic traits, migration patterns, health markers. It's one of the largest private genetic databases in the world. And unlike government databases, which have strict oversight, private companies operate under, let's call it, loser vibes. So when Blackstone bought Ancestry, they didn't just buy a company. They bought the world's most detailed map of human relationships. Now, Blackstone's official story is adorable. They said they bought Ancestry because consumer tech is growing, family history is meaningful, and there's long-term value. That's cute. Like imagining a shark buying a pet goldfish because it likes companionship. Private equity firms don't spend billions because they're feeling sentimental. Aww. They spend billions because they see power. And in 2026, power equals data. Okay, let's talk about the part everyone really wonders about but doesn't say out loud. Why would a company like Blackstone, with deep ties to the government, finance, and global influence, want access to millions of DNA samples? We're told the government can't just take over, but come on. We are literally living through one of the most scandalous corruption cases in modern history with the Epstein files. We've seen government officials, judges, police, prosecutor, billionaires, all tangled up in things that they swore they had nothing to do with. So forgive me if I don't immediately trust the "don't worry, everything's fine" narrative. Because if powerful people wanted access to genetic data, whether for identification, research, or something more unusual, what's the easiest way to get it? Not by collecting it themselves, not by passing a law, not by raiding a lab. No, you buy the company that already has it. And here's where it gets interesting. What if someone, a government agency, a private group, a higher up, wanted to compare modern DNA to ancient remains, unexplained skeletons, historical samples, or even the rumored remains of the Enochian giants? You wouldn't need to dig up every person on Earth. You just need access to the world's biggest DNA database. I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just saying it's not impossible. And historically, when powerful people want something, they usually find a way to get it. Let's follow the money. Blackstone didn't buy Ancestry because they love genealogy. They bought it because genetic data is the new oil. Personalized medicine is a trillion-dollar future. Predictive analytics are gold. And DNA is the most permanent identifier humans have. This wasn't sentimental. It was a strategic acquisition of biological data. And here's the uncomfortable part. Your DNA isn't just yours. It's shared with your entire family line. So when one person uploads their DNA, they're indirectly uploading everybody else's. Meaning a private equity firm now has access, even indirectly, to the genetic fingerprints of entire bloodlines. And there's something most people don't realize. DNA isn't just a snapshot of who you are today. It's a timeline. It's a record. A breadcrumb trail of every ancestor who survived long enough to make you. And companies don't just store your raw data. They store the metadata, the traits, the probabilities, the inherited markers, the little quirks that run through your blood like cosmic graffiti. So imagine this. You're a corporation with billions in assets, deep government ties, and a long-term strategy that spans decades. What's more valuable? A single person's DNA or the ability to map entire populations over time? Think about migration patterns. Think about health predispositions. Think about which communities carry rare markers, unique traits, or genetic signatures that don't show up anywhere else. Now, imagine pairing that with real estate data, with census data, with consumer behavior, with medical trends, with insurance models. Suddenly, DNA isn't just a fun ancestry report. It's a predictive tool, a forecasting engine, a biological crystal ball. And if you're a company like Blackstone, a company that already owns housing, hospitals, data centers, pharmaceutical investments, and entire corporate ecosystems, DNA becomes the missing puzzle piece. Because if you can predict a population, you can profit from it. If you can profile a community, you can influence it. And if you can map a bloodline, you can track it. And that's when the questions get bigger. Not scarier, just bigger. What does a company do when it has the power to see the future written in your cells? So here's where I leave you. Not with answers, but with the question that's been buzzing in my brain like a fruit fly that refuses to die. When a corporation buys a company like Ancestry, are they buying a business or are they buying us? Because DNA isn't just data, it's identity, it's lineage, it's the receipts of humanity. And if the most powerful players in the world, governments, billionaires, private equity titans, have already shown us that they're willing to bend the rules, hide truths, and lose inconvenient evidence, then maybe the real mystery isn't why Blackstone bought Ancestry. Maybe the real mystery is, what do they plan to do with it? Are they mapping populations, predicting traits, comparing modern DNA to ancient remains, checking for, let's say, non-standard ancestry, giants, Nephilim, Enochian bloodlines? Who knows? All I'm saying is, if I were a powerful institution with a long history of secrecy and a curiosity about human origins, I'd probably want the world's biggest DNA database too. But hey, I'm just a girl with a microphone, a Wi-Fi connection, and a healthy distrust of billion-dollar acquisitions. If this episode made your eyebrows go up even a millimeter, hit a like, drop a comment, and send this to the cousin who already mailed their spit to 3 different companies. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.